Dear fellow patriot, how would you enjoy suddenly a reputation as a CEO of your own power plant? I'll tell you, my biggest thrill is still in those days when I'm tearing open my power bill with childish glee each month, throwing aside the envelope and holding up the latest check that the power company had no choice but to send me because I'm feeding excess energy back into the grid. That's when you really earn your respect from the power companies, when they pay you, not the other way around. And that's why I'm convinced you'll love this. Here's what this is all about. My name is Dr. Jason Stone, and until recently I was your basic stupidity taxpayer. Sad thing is, my life at that time became consumed with paying off that damn monthly electricity bill. I would check accounts daily, and even on my lunch sit at work calculating what I could do to conserve more. What costs would I cut next? What the final amount was? When would I escape this maze of bills? How many more months would it take? And this came with all the other day-to-day problems that come with life. I tried to keep this away from my wife as it was emotionally hard and my money saving became a little obsessive, somewhat OCD. I swear I've stood at the edge of the lake holding my power bills over my head, one emotional hair trigger away from tossing the whole mast and putting an end to it all. Those were the dark days. Doesn't it drive you nuts? I had no control over my electricity consumption, even after 12 years of conserving and using all types of power-saving gadgets around the house. No way to tell what the next month's power bill will bring. And it wasn't for lack of trying either. I've easily dropped several $1,000s investing in solar panels and wind turbines or in those do-it-yourself solar kits, which those pros say will save you thousands with just a $200 investment. Yeah, right. Fortunately, I'm that type of guy who will bitch to anyone who'll listen. That's how I ran into Jim Brown, and my life instantly changed forever. And a few short weeks after listening to Jim's story, I ended up cutting my power bill by 85% as none of the other investments did. You should have seen the looks on my neighbor's face when I told them about my new rule of the house. Family dinner every Wednesday at our favorite restaurant. I managed to pay my long-awaited debts to all my friends and family. While my usual power bill was $245, the next one after using Jim's secret was $122. That's an unbelievable $123 I saved for the first month. And this was barely the beginning. Plus, incredibly, my electricity bill dropped from $245 to just $27 in less than 2 months. And it just gets better and better. My fade completely disappeared, and I became absolutely fearless in front of my biggest enemy, the big electric fat cats. You can't imagine the satisfaction of going after my next check from them as if I was literally reaching into their pockets. It's like magic. But it's not magic at all. You see, what I learned from Jim had almost nothing to do with me, and everything to do with this amazing device he discovered more than 60 years ago. He calls it the M.A.S.H generator. He got the idea for it back in the late 50s while serving his country in the famous Vietnam War. Back then, Jim was about 25 when they came for him. He got lucky and didn't get sent to the front. Yet he became one of the best helicopter pilots in the Army. He did all kinds of chores for different Army units, but mostly he transported wounded to M.A.S.H, Mobile Army Surgical Hospital units. Being one of the best pilots in the Army, one day he was given a special assignment that was going to change his life forever. He had to deliver intelligence to a M.A.S.H unit. This intelligence was a simple American citizen, no uniform, no words. He had clear orders not to engage in any conversations with his mission. A thick tension floated between them, and the only thing that could be heard were the blades of the chopper. They arrived at the checkpoint, a M.A.S.H unit Jim had landed plenty of times before. Jim thought he was off the hook, but the night had barely begun. He was in for the ride of a lifetime. Here's what was different this time. 10 minutes after landing, and all camp started to stir up, everyone was running up and down to wrap up the tents, the utilities, the ORs. He was dazzled. In the middle of the night, the whole camp was preparing to retreat. He heard the CO of the M.A.S.H telling the package that he had received info that the enemy had broken the lines and was headed towards the hospital, so they had to take everything and move. But the rest of the discussion was even more alarming. Suddenly, an explosion was heard and everything went dark into the night. An overwhelming silence could be felt. The CEO's voice whispered into the night, "We've got to save those wounded men. Let's build the damn thing." Jim had no idea what he was talking about. Next, the CEO grabbed him by his hand and took him into a small room. Then he lit up several torches and said, "What you're about to hear and see is top secret. He is Dr. Andrew, and he was sent here to build a device that had this sole purpose, to power the OR in case of an emergency. And this is an emergency. But unfortunately, he was too late. So we'll build it now, but we need your help. And remember, no one can know a thing about this. Under no circumstances should this technology reach the enemy. This would be a disaster." They built the generator in about 1 hour and got it ready for use in no time. Jim was sure this guy was a cut-up. "Tell it to the Marines, but I won't believe this," he thought. He was confident the weird-looking device won't do anything. But he was wrong. In fact, the generator was working absolutely impeccable. And in a flash of insight, Jim saw the truth. This amazing device actually powered the whole M.A.S.H unit. It provided power for the entire OR. He could not believe that such a small thing could generate so much electricity. It all went as loose as a goose for an hour or so until a big fuss shook the night. Footsteps could be heard all around them. They all thought that was it. Suddenly 2 shots were heard into the night, and both the CO and the scientist got the hook. With his last breath, the scientist told Jim, "Guard these with your life," and he handed him the blueprints. Jim Brown luckily escaped unharmed that night, but that is another story to be told. The M.A.S.H generator Jim got stuck with after taking part in that tragic night is so simple, yet so crushingly powerful that anyone can use it to turn their life into a stressless, energy-independent existence. And that's exactly what Jim did after he came back from the war. He started building this amazing device and began a life of free electricity. He witnessed the first time it was built, so now he knew his way around the circuits. He recognized the parts needed and where they would go. In a few hours, the device was up and running. He enjoyed the free electricity for about 1 year. He couldn't believe his eyes. From the very first month he built the system, he started to see his electricity bill go down for the first time ever. And it just kept getting better and better. Month after month, he powered his house and had no worries about the electricity bill. But how can a simple device like that create so much power? Easy, because this top-notch generator uses the Earth's magnetic core to produce continuous free energy, to keep your home lit up and your food cooked, even if you're in the middle of the sea or in the heart of the desert. Unfortunately, the downside of this story was that 3 years ago a fire burst as he was on a trip with his family. The house got burnt to the ground. His family fell apart and no one wanted to give him a hand. He became poor and homeless. Luckily, he kept a copy of the blueprints in a safe box in the memory of that tragic but rewarding day. Anyway, there's a reason I'm telling you all this. But for my bumping into Jim, I couldn't have possibly put my hands on such plans. The truth is that if such plans would have leaked, they would already be suppressed by the big energy fat cats paying millions for every patent that falls into their hands. You must know that they buy every little thing that produces electricity and that they never let them see the sunlight ever. These are perhaps among the greatest secrets of all time, and they keep them from us. Imagine if free energy was out there for everybody to grab. It would mean the end of their business. I truly believe these are the most sought-after blueprints in the country. But Jim wouldn't want to give away the plans. He guarded them all this time with the price of his freedom until I convinced him of a very simple economic fact. If he would allow me to take photographs of the plans and make a simple step-by-step guide so that anyone could build this amazing generator and sell this guide along with the blueprints to people even for a slight fraction of what they really value, I knew that within a year's time, so many people worldwide would buy these blueprints and Jim wouldn't have to beg for a penny ever again. He could actually start a new life. He could get a decent meal, new clothes, maybe even get a house or at least rent. He wouldn't have to bear a cold night ever again. And Jim agreed. Sort of. Actually, he made me a deal. We could test this low-cost offer in a few places, and if it did well, the deal was on. If it didn't, however, he would pull the guide off the market forever, burn the plans, and go back to his miserable life. This means if you're reading this message, the deal is on for right now. This is an unbelievably exciting package designed so you don't risk a dime building it in your own home, garage, or even in your backyard. What you get is a professionally created manual that contains clear images of all needed parts, detailed blueprints of the device, and each and every part you need to build your own mass generator. Each chapter details exactly what you need to know to build this incredible generator in the shortest time possible. Nothing has been left out. You get the exact same copy of the blueprints Jim smuggled from Vietnam, with the added advantage you have it all in electronic format and backed up with detailed, improved instructions so you can have them by your side while building the device. Plus, you'll learn how to master this amazing technology in the shortest time possible while generating 100% free energy every single month. You'll learn everything those other guys paid thousands to fail. Why beginners are able to build this amazing generator even if they didn't build anything in their life. In fact, the less experienced you are, the faster you'll be able to build it and slash your power and heating bills like you only dreamed about before. How to avoid the power-sapping problems of classic generators and guarantee yourself non-stop free power, tremendous punch, and the most comfortable, natural, stressless feeling you'll ever experience. Exactly where to find each of the X components of the M.A.S.H generator at the best prices, so you'll be able to go directly to the store with the best prices, freeing you weeks of searching. We've included a full list of items you may already have lying around the house, so you don't spend any money at all. How to use the secrets of loading your generator with maximum power. Traditional renewable energy devices rob you of the surplus power the Earth offers, while the M.A.S.H generator actually can tap into it and increases its power twofold. How a secret 5-inch change in your generator design translates into massive power for your home. Not one scientist in 1,000 even suspects the potency of this simple adjustment. Plus, with a special segment of advanced instructions, you'll get to see how a renewable energy enthusiast that has been using alternative power sources is immediately able to change his lifelong beliefs and adopt this new technology for incredible unlimited power, and how a beginner who has not built anything in his life can see his power bills drop to the ground almost overnight. And there's more. You'll get a sturdy manual that gives you detailed photographs and professionally designed diagrams about the M.A.S.H generator, so you'll always have an easy reference right at your fingertips. You can take this manual to the basement or in your own backyard with you. It has all the most common answers you'll ever need to make your building process on autopilot. How to use simple double checks to instantly make sure you're prepared for any type of natural disaster, so you'll always get the same endless amounts of electricity no matter what the conditions are. Even if it's the largest blackout in history, your house will be like an island of light and warmth in that world of darkness. How to instantly diagnose mistakes in your build, so you'll never have to worry about it if you've done it right. This is a comprehensive list of the most common mistakes you're likely to make, a complete fail-safe system of correcting yourself during the building process. Why this God-sent generator will cause your neighbors to shake their heads when you're constantly paying with $90, $120, even $170 less every month. I guarantee they'll make you use one of their light bulbs just to make sure you aren't lying somehow. Can a simple device like this really make that kind of difference on your upcoming electricity bills? You bet it can. Just listen to what these already successful independent users say. Jacob Sherman from Illinois says, I have successfully built the M.A.S.H generator by following your instructions and plans. I would like to personally thank you very much for sharing the findings of this great man. Ronald Bishop from Mississippi sent me these lines. Hello, I downloaded the plans and it was exactly as you said. It was easy as pie, and I'm not disappointed. Terry Craig from California shared his thoughts. You did a wonderful job describing the steps you have to take in order to build the M.A.S.H generator. It was extremely easy to build it, and the result is excellent. I'm still amazed at what rate my bills have dropped. Tim Somerville from Columbus, Ohio says, I managed to cut my electricity bill by 50% on the first month. I took your advice and started a new family tradition, dinner at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse every Thursday. James McAllister from Kentucky dropped us these lines. Before the M.A.S.H generator, I had many debts. Now I truly believe it's better to die as a free patriot than to live as a slave. Steve Hunter from Chicago said, "My wife was skeptical in the beginning, but I managed to start the college fund for our 5-year-old, so she couldn't be more delighted." Are these patriots any different from you? No, they are not. They represent scientists, amateurs, hard day workers, simple citizens with the same problem as you. The only thing they did was put their doubts aside and give this new generator a try. If you too can simply put your doubts aside for a short time, you can see for yourself just what it's like to be completely energy independent. Save more money on electricity each and every month than you've only dreamt. You and your family will be protected from rising electricity costs, blackouts, or any other disasters heading your way. Remember the disastrous Hurricane Earl that hit North Carolina? My cousin Derek lives there, and his basement was the only one on a 10-mile radius that had light. I gave him the plans, and he just went on and built the generator, and he saved at least 10 lives. Plus, you'll be one of the good guys who's pulling the plug on the big power monopolies and generating 100% clean energy that's good for the earth. And you'll be doing all these while your neighbors foolishly pay bill after bill. Even better, you'll get the same guide and blueprints for a fraction of what anyone else had to pay. Listen, a lot of guys all over the world are going to be furious with me for sharing this secret weapon with you, especially since you won't be paying even part of what they shell out for solar panels or wind turbines. But that's just too bad. It's been a secret for too long. Oh, it'll take a while for this device to become so common, you'll wake up with your whole neighborhood at your door asking for a piece of the action. After all, most patriots have invested much time and money in their current renewable technologies to justify spending even a dime on something new, even if it's a simple device that will change their lives. That's just human nature. Besides, if you've stayed with me this far, you aren't like the others anyway. So let me tell you what the deal is. Click the Add to Cart button right now. Remember, this deal might not last past today, and you'll be taken to our secure servers right away, gaining total access to your personal copy of the M.A.S.H generator, complete with blueprints and instructions manual. Plus, free bonus number 1. The fuelless heater is a simple device to build, and it has genuinely been proven to work. It is a one-of-a-kind DIY project that can save you some important money, or just build it for science sake. $47 in value. Order right now and get this as a bonus absolutely free. Free bonus number 2, the Tesla secret, an inexpensive and innovative approach to produce energy that has been around for some time, but it barely reached the public. $37 in value. Order today and you get this guide absolutely free. Free bonus number 3, high voltage diodes, a simple yet interesting approach to build your own diodes that can be used in charging systems to charge batteries, car batteries, marine batteries. A fun project, $47 in value. Order today and you get this free. That's an incredible value, worth over $131, and it's all yours for $49.97 for a limited time. For just $49.97, you'll have the comfort of knowing your family is disaster-proof in so many ways. But how would you feel years from now when electricity prices continue to skyrocket, knowing that you have opted out of paying obnoxious rates for power but chose not to? This price wouldn't even buy you the frame of a solar panel or a blade of a wind turbine at the regular fees. The thousands of dollars people have been given to those bastards for over 10 years for so-called renewable energy. Yet for the price of one green fee, you can own Jim's device for yourself. With these blueprints, plus the easy step-by-step instructions, the awesome bonus is absolutely free that reveal to you everything you need to know to finally become energy independent. That, my friend, is the bargain of a lifetime for a serious patriot like yourself. What's more, the money is actually irrelevant because you also get a 3-month, no-risk, 100% money-back guarantee. Here's how it works. Order your personal copy of the M.A.S.H Generator Guide and use it as if you owned it. If for any reason, or for no reason at all, you aren't completely satisfied after 3 entire months, by which time I had completely eliminated my electricity bill, just send me an email asking for your money back, and I'll personally guarantee you get a complete refund of your purchase price. No questions asked, no hassles or forms to fill out, no problems at all. How can I afford to be so generous? Easy. So far, every single person I know of who has experienced the thrill of this new generator has been using it ever since, with results that, as you saw in the above testimonials, almost defy belief. So I'm pretty darn confident that it can work magic for you too. Think about it. Standing there with a smile on your face when your next electricity bill arrives and realizing that your next-door neighbor pays 3 or 4 times as much. That would be something, wouldn't it? You bet it would. And you have absolutely nothing to lose with this super gorgeous money-back guarantee. I'm a doctor, and I stake my reputation on my promises. Perhaps more important, I'm a patriot just like you, and I honestly want to share this amazing new discovery with you. And I don't want you to have to worry about getting taken or anything. I've been gypped with phony experts trying to get me to buy into their phony junk before. It's hard to find someone you can trust. That's why I'm being so generous. So act right now. You have nothing to lose, and man, oh man, are you ever going to be so happy with your next bill in a very short time. Sincerely, Dr. Jason Stone. P.S. Please click the Add to Cart button right now while you're still watching. There's no risk, no reason at all not to try this amazing package for yourself, and yet this hot deal may never be offered again. So don't let this chance to change your life forever slip by you. Simply click the Add to Cart button below.